is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind.
Hello, hello. Hello there, Mr. Anas. Welcome to today's live stream. Today's live stream is going to be real fun, I hope. I'm not entirely sure. We'll find out. Hello there. How are you doing, mate? It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. Okay.
Chasing stars and holding you.
Okay.
But we'll see it through.
All right. We've been back for a while now, mate. We have been back for a while now. Let me open that up for you. There we go. We're looking good. We've been back. Okay, I've been back in the past few days. I've been slowly getting back to flying is a better way of saying it. But yes, we are back, baby. We are back. And welcome to today's flight. It's something very different than I usually do. So I'm looking forward to today's flight. Today, for the first time ever in the Flight Sim channel, we are in Russia. Glad to hear that you're doing well, man. Welcome, welcome. I hope the audio and everything is all well. I've made some changes from the last time. That you were here, so I hope you can hear me well. Nothing else is hindering anything. Yeah. Alrighty, there we go. We got a little bit of that going on. I've got a little cinematic thing going on now as well, so hope you're enjoying that as well. A little bit of cinematic head tracking shake just to add a bit of realism, and I think I really enjoy this one. So yeah, welcome to Russia. Okay, welcome to Russia, and we are in Moscow. We're in Moscow, and we're gonna fly the PMDG 777 Aeroflot, and we're gonna go all the way to Warsaw. So these are two places that I've not flown into on the channel. I've not flown out of Moscow before, and I've not flown into Moscow either. And we're gonna be flying into Warsaw. Both of these airports have got some scenery that I've bought and installed from the marketplace, which is really good in my opinion. At least we've also got some city pack installed for Moscow, which we're going to check out right now. I don't have anything in terms of city pack for Warsaw installed, but you know, it's a beginning, it's a start. So before we even get into any of this, it's just a 2-hour flight really. Let me double check that. We can double check that. So yeah, we can double check that. It's just a 2-hour flight, right? Let me just double check the flight time here. I don't really. Yeah, it's just 1 hour 47 minutes of flying time. We will use fast forward to get through it quicker, so don't worry, today's live stream is not going to be extremely long either. Jazerfi, I don't use Discord, man. I've stopped using Discord. Discord just irritates the crap out of me. I'm just gonna be honest. If you need to reach me, you gotta comment on my videos. All right. So if you need to reach me, you're gonna have to comment in my videos on any platform, Twitch, Kick, or YouTube, or whatever. Wherever you find me, you just comment there, and I'll get back to you for sure. But Discord is not happening, man. Discord is not happening. Anyway. No, man, honestly, it's nowhere near 6 hours. It's nowhere near 6 hours. Although I understand why you thought it could be 6 hours, right? Now that I'm looking at it, it seems like a really long route, right? Doesn't it? No, but it doesn't take that long. I think it's just the way how the global map is projected. I think it makes you feel that way, but it's not really that bad. Anyway, without further delay, let's have a look at where we are. Okay, so look at that. One of my favorite liveries of all time is the Aeroflot livery. I really like that livery. I used to fly with it a lot when I was flying Flight Gear 777. So this takes me back quite a lot. Look at how gorgeous that aircraft looks. But before we take a look at our aircraft, let's take a look at where we are. Sheremetyevo. Okay. I believe, forgive me if anyone in here speaks Russian. I am probably butchering every single thing that I'll try and say today, but Sheremetyevo Airport, and it has these really nice bright red gateways, or jetways I should say. The scenery is not too terrible at all, as you can tell. This is scenery that I bought off of the marketplace. The main terminal is this side. Oh my god, where are you going, mate? Good lord, look at that. That is no. Yeah. That's a good idea. What the hell? Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna bother with any of that. Anyway. So yeah, it does have good scenery, so we'll take a look at the scenery. Let's take a look at that. Let me just increase the speed on the drone camera, because otherwise, oh good lord, what's happening? We're gonna be here a while. All right, so let's increase that drone speed. Just kick it up a notch. There we go. That's much better. I'll just make it really quick there. There we go. So yeah, if we look at the scenery, it's not too bad. We've got some Aeroflot hangars and stuff like that, which are not too terribly done at all. Yeah, that's not too bad. Very nice, very nice. Plenty of aircraft parked all around that I really like here. It is a pretty nice airport, I agree. I agree, Anas. It's great to have you back in the chats, man. It's been a long time since I had you in the live streams. And look at how beautiful this airport is right here. The scenery is really well done, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that. That is good. That is good stuff. I like that. Okay, it wasn't very expensive. I forget just how much I paid for this, but considering I have no other airports in Russia, I think this was a good purchase on my part, but it looks really good. It's done well here. Terminal C, I presume, is what this is. Okay, that is not too bad at all. Yep, that is a good airport right here. We've even got cargo aircrafts. Some cargo aircrafts right here. Look at that. That is a nice touch, isn't it? It's very nice. We've got some Russian Soviet era aircrafts right here as well. That is an Ilyushin of some kind. I don't know which one it is. Probably 76, 72. What is it? I don't know. That's North Korean, isn't it? It is. It's Air Koryo. Okay, interesting. That is well modeled, the stuff. I like it. I like this airport. On the whole, I like it already. I've also got a city pack installed for Moscow, and you can see that in the distance there. Some stuff in Moscow is visible there. Now we could go there, but that's a long way to go on drone camera. And yeah, it does look good. We could zoom in probably, right? Yeah, but that's not going to help us, is it? Yeah, it's not going to help us very much. But I do have a little scenery pack installed for Moscow, and it looks much better than this. It's just that, you know, MSFS and its draw distance hasn't been really good. For some reason, I'm also having some sort of network issue, and I know it's not my internet, but for some reason it keeps saying some bandwidth issues. But yeah, look at how beautiful that scenery for Moscow is, that I've literally just bought it. And it's pretty decent, okay? It really is pretty decent. Moscow is modeled really well. We'll take a look at it at night time some other day, hopefully. But it is modeled really nicely. Okay, so we've got that going as well for today. Given all of that, I'm not going to take a close look at it today. We'll probably do a stun flight here. Let's head on back to our little aircraft right here. So let's take a look around that. Now, as you can tell, it's taking a while to load the textures and stuff. Like I said, there's something wrong today with the servers, at least in my end, where everything is taking a bit longer than usual to load. But here we are. The beautiful 777 PMDG painted in the Aeroflot livery. It's looking really nice. Very nice. I love this aircraft. Look at that. It looks good. I don't know. I have no idea what it says here. Is that probably 100 years of Aeroflot? I'm not so sure. But it's nice. It's very nice. And there's me in the cockpit there. And they have managed to capture my balding head as well. There's plenty of... Yep, that's exactly what it is. I've begun to bald. Anyway, whatever. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? It is. Anyway, that being said, let's go ahead and get this party on the road. Okay. Welcome to the interior of our cold and dark aircraft here. Alrighty. That's a very nice touch right there. Beautiful. Let's get this started up. To do that, first things first, we're going to go overhead here. Get that up. Get all of that up. Let's turn that on. We'll arm that. We'll turn all of these on. What else do we need? Window heats, I'm going to wait on that a little bit. Voice recorder can go on here. Nav lights are on. I'm just going to turn these on. Okay. That's great. That is great. Let's come down here to the central pedestal here. Do the same with that. That is great. Okay, so we're going to wait for the screens to boot up here. And while we do, we can come down here. Go to our EFB, request our SimBrief route today. And while we wait for it, there is a route. So if we take a look at it, that's our departure procedure. We're going to take off, take a U-turn, and down we go towards our west into Poland, in Warsaw. And there's our arrival procedure. Today we're going to be landing using the VOR DME arrival into Warsaw. So that's going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, there we go. Brilliant. While this loads up, while the screens come into life, let me go ahead and show you guys a little bit of little nav map here. There we go. There's our route. Much more easy to visualize there. It looks very long, but it isn't. Okay, so here we are. We're going to take off from runway 06R out of Sheremetyevo in Moscow. And we're parked at the moment here at this particular gate. We're going to turn with our nose to the left. And we're going to taxi down towards 6R. Okay. Departure procedure requires us to perform a U-turn, more or less, with Moscow being here. Hopefully we'll catch a glimpse of the city. And then we'll turn back around. And then fairly straight path, more or less, until we come in here. Wait, the arrival is not actually shown. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, the arrival, there's our screens booting up, but the arrival isn't really shown here. Why is that? That's interesting. That's fascinating. Why is the arrival procedure not shown? We're using the Nepo 4P arrival. We need to put that in, don't we? Okay, so I'm just going to put that in right now. Arrival procedures, please. Nepo. We don't have 4P available. That is what it is. I see. Star 15, star 15. Let me just full screen that stuff here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to have to use 5P instead of 4P into that. That's all it is. We're going to insert that. Okay, so we're going to use 5P, Nepo 5P instead of Nepo 4P into runway 15. And that's pretty much all we need to do. There we go. That's much better. So there's our arrival procedure. And then after that, we're going to use the VOR DME procedure into runway 15. And there we go. That's pretty much it. Okay. So this one requires some visuals for us. At least around somewhere here, we need to be able to see the runway. Anyway, there is our route for the day. I'm going to hide a little nav map now. And let's get started with our setup here. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Great. Alrighty, let's go down here. FMC. Position initialization. Let's go to the GPS, pick that up. And let's put that in there. There we go. Fantastic. That should get our IRS lined up. And yes, it does. Let's go outside for a second. Let's go outside for a second. What's going on here? Oh, come on. I have that glitch with the mouse that I usually have. Give me a second while I sort it out. Come on. Come on. Don't be a bugger now. Goodness me. Okay. Just give me a second. This is a glitch that I often get. There we go. Fixed it. Fixed it. And we are back in. Great. Okay. So we need to get our services attached, don't we? We need to get the jetway attached. We need to get a bunch of other stuff attached to our aircraft before we are able to continue with this here. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me go back in here. What should we do? Should we use GSX? We should use GSX, but before we do, let's come down here. Let us go to reference airport that is Moscow Sheremetyevo. Route origin is the same, and EPWA is where we're landing, and that is Warsaw Chopin Airport in Warsaw, Poland. Oh, sorry, that is a mistake on my part. We're gonna put that as that. Okay, let's request the route. We're gonna take that route. We're gonna set the payload, set the fuel. We're gonna select the route. Okay, so we're gonna wait for route requesting. So let that happen. Okay, we're gonna load that in. Waiting for the loading part. Okay, still waiting. Did I press that too quickly? I think I might have. Okay, there we go. Activate it, execute it, and there we go. We have everything we need ready. Okay, perfect. Now, let me go to the tablet for a second. We got that done. Let's go to that. No. You know what we need to do? We need to go to weight and balance. We're going to import that from there. Yeah, it's already done. Performance tool. Let's import that. Runway. We are taking off from 6R today, if I'm not mistaken, right? Runway 6R is where we're taking off from. Fantastic. 6R, that is all done. Import from OFP, import from aircraft, import the weather as well, and we can actually go ahead and calculate the performance data, which is right here as well. Perfecto. Brilliant. Let's go here. Let's go to our departure arrival. Our departure today is going to be, what is it going to be? It is going to be Leader 3 Echo. Leader 3 Echo out of runway 6R. Copy that. Execute. Arrival is going to be... Oh, we do have Nepo? We do have Nepo 4P available. Okay. So let's actually use Nepo 4P. Okay, so let's use that. Nepo 4P. VORDME runway 15. No other transitions required. Are we using D330R? No, we're not. We're not going to use that one. Great, great, great. So we can execute that. Let's go to our legs here. Okay, so let me just have a quick look through here. Anedu. Okay, this is interesting. We're gonna take off, then we're gonna go towards Lidri. Let's find where Lidri comes about. Where is Lidri? Good lord, I can't even see where Lidri is. Oh, there's Lidri. Found Lidri. From Lidri, we're gonna take an airway to Repnu. I don't even know where that is. Damn, this is a confusing route here. There's a route discontinuity here. There is a route discontinuity here. A lot of the stuff isn't showing up as it should. Okay, I'm going to have to double confirm this route because it's so complicated. Okay, so it is so complicated. I'm going to have to double confirm some of this stuff here. So let me do that. So we saw Lidri here, and then we need to find Repnu. Negmu, Anedu. Repnu is here, great. Vepis is here, great. Lapki is here. And then we need to find Gorat. Gorat is here, that is great. Then we're going to Etubu, that is fine. Then it's a waypoint, Gervi, Nepox. This is all perfect. Nepox is here. Okay, that is all fine. Great. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to execute that. That's fantastic. We'll accept our performance data from SimBrief there. And then we'll put in our zero fuel weight there as well. That's done. All of that is done. Cruise level 380 is correct. Cost index of 34 is also correct. So today we're going to use, what are we using? Our outside temperature and stuff. We need to look at that. We're using outside temperature 20 degrees. Okay, let me put that in. And we're going to use derating there. No, sorry, my bad. Let me just leave it here at 20. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it just the way how it is. And for climb performance, I'm just going to use, what climb performance are we using? Let's have a look. Is there any climb performance given here? No, there isn't. Okay, fine, great. All right, all of that looks fine here, right? I think so. I'm not so sure. Let me go to GSX, request our loading to begin. Request boarding, please. Aeroflot Russian. Does the jetway work? Yes, it does. That's fantastic. I'm going to let that happen. In the meantime, climb performance, which one are we using? That's a good question. To check that out, I can come here. I can come to performance. There we go. Let's populate from last flight. Calculate. Climb performance. Where's climb performance? Is climb performance given? Where's climb performance? Climb performance is not given, is it? Okay. All right. Fine. It's fine. I'm not really bothered about it. Takeoff. Let's see. Center of gravity. That's fine. Flaps are going to be... What flap did we use for takeoff? Flaps 5. Okay. So we're using flaps 5 there. That's fine. Let's put that in there. And we've got everything we need in terms of... all of this wind, runway, and all of that. Do we need that? I think so. So let's see what the wind is. 108. Let's do that. 108. We'll use this. Slope should be 0, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, it's 0. Okay, so I'm going to do that. 0 dry. Reference outside air temperature. I'm just going to use 20. So using that. Oh, sorry. Using that, we should have all of this. So let's put that in there. Perfect. With that, we should be able to get everything we need and we are ready to go. Let's put that in there. Put to progress. Top of climb 121 nautical miles. Brilliant. Let's take a quick look outside. What's going on? Got the boarding progress happening right now. Got passengers loading up there. Brilliant. And we've got cargo loading going on here as well. Great. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. What a beautiful aircraft. That is a beautiful plane. No denying it. Anyway. Okay. Let's jump back in here. Let us set local pressure right there. Let's turn on our FDs on both sides. Let's go towards, let's fly directly to 38,000 feet. Shall we do that? So let's do that. Oh God. Let's go directly to 38,000 feet. Just like that. And LNAV, VNAV is working. Runway heading. What's the runway heading? Runway heading is 63. Okay, so we can put that in here. Runway heading is 63. Okay, done. Speed here. What is our V2? V2 somewhere around 155. I can put it at 100 and I can put it at 175. Let me just put it at 175. Let's leave it at 80. Let me have a look at this first. Let me have a look at this. Yeah, I can leave it at 180. It's fine. So we'll leave it at 180. Now let's go to our checklist here. oxygen tests and stuff like that, which we should have done before, but anyway. I mean, we know it works. We know it works, so I'm just gonna tick all of that. Parking brake needs to be set there. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, that's done. Fine. Flight door, MCP V2, that's done. Takeoff speed, CDU, trim is not yet done. Taxi briefing, that's fine. So trim, according to this, is 3.5. Okay, so we need to set 3.5 as our trim. And that's not going to work just yet. I don't think so. Yeah, it's not going to work just yet. So we're going to have to wait to set the trim here. Because we don't have APU running, which we should, right? Because we got passengers coming in. So let's go ahead and set our APU to start. There we go. Let's turn those on now. Perfect. We've got our packs running. All of that is done. That is fine. That's all looking all right. That's all looking all right. Okay. Let's go to our plan here. Let me run through the plan a little bit, making sure everything is okay. Good Lord. Yep, it is fine. It is just fine. Okay, I prefer to leave it on this view. I really like this view, and over here I will increase the range of that display. There we go. That's much better. Yeah, we can leave it like this. I mean, actually, as a matter of fact, I'll leave it like this. That is much better. Perfect. Great. Everything is looking fine now. We're pretty much ready to get on out of here. Just need to set the trim and make sure that's working, and besides that, we don't really have anything else. Is APU running just yet? Yeah, APU is running, right? It should be. Yeah, APU is on. Okay, we can release the ground power. Or should I just wait for that? I'll just wait for that. Ooh, a little bit of a problem there. You see, we can see the feet of the passengers. That's not good. That's not good. But anyway, let the boarding happen. We'll take a look at how much we've got left there. 101. Good Lord, we're half an hour into the live stream. Still got 100 more passengers to board in here. That's not cool. We need to speed that up, don't we? Nonetheless, we'll leave it here for the time being. Let's take a look at the views that we have available for today. Just checking all of that. 6, 7. That is a great view there. Out the window. That's a great view there. Out the window. Brilliant. Okay. Can I set the trim now to 3.5? Yeah, no, I can't. What if I put this on? What if I put that on? Yep, then I can do it. Okay, let me just zoom in a little bit so I can see exactly what I'm setting here. There is 3 and we need 3.5, so there we go. That's 3.5, right? 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. That is 3.5. Just to double check the trim here. Let me go to that. Trim 3.5. Brilliant. Trim has been set, ladies and gentlemen. That is done. Perfect. Okay, so we've got... I'm just going to turn off the hydraulic for the time being. I'm just going to turn it off for the time being, and this should be off. I don't know why it spawns with the TCAS on, but it really shouldn't. All right, Mr. Anas, what have you been up to lately if you're still in town, mate? If you're still in town. Okay, we need to make sure that our throttles are not all the way up here. So let me just do that right there. Perfect. Everything else is looking okay. Yes, it is. Trim is set. Okay, we're looking good. We are looking good. All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and request pushback, and that should automatically happen once the passengers have finished loading here. One of the issues, like I've mentioned several times, is there's a problem with PMDG and GSX working together. It doesn't do well. There's another aircraft trying to nosedive. Anyhow, this is dusk here at Moscow. Let's take a look at the time. Make sure that we're actually flying on real time, yeah? Yep, we're flying live here. Real time, real weather, 16:36. So yeah, it's evening in Moscow. So let's see how that goes. Great. Brilliant. Can I close this? I don't think it's gonna work just yet if I try to close it. So I'm just gonna leave it exactly the way it is. Alrighty. Okay, come on, passengers. I should have requested passenger boarding before meddling with the FMC. So that's my mistake there. So we still gotta wait for them to load in here. Got nothing else to do pretty much except wait. So yeah. So yeah. That's fantastic. Yeah, I should have used this time to check out the scenery and stuff, huh? But yeah, let's just wait on the boarding. See if anyone's in the chat. Nobody's in the chat. Nobody's in the chat. Alright, I'm just gonna wait. Still waiting. We need to close those cargo doors, eh? Oh, we can see the passengers there. Through the window as they board the aircraft. Come on, hurry up. Okay, I think that's it. I don't think there's any more passengers. I think, yep, GSX is, yep, there we go. We should be getting ready to get on out of here. I think I'll remove the wheel chocks from here as well. Ground operations, ground connections. Let me remove the chocks there. Yes, please. Let's do all of that. Door management, I'm going to leave it. I want to see what GSX does. It should automatically close the doors, but it doesn't. And that confuses me a little bit. Okay. Why isn't the door closing? God damn it, man. You want me to close it manually now? I think so. Okay, I'm gonna give it a bit more time to allow it to recognize that it needs to close the door. If it doesn't do that, then I'm gonna go in manually and close that door. Okay? Sounds like a plan. There you go. Come on. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to go in now. Close all, arm all. Let's see if that works. The door here is still open. I don't understand. Just gonna wait for all of that. Oh god, see that? It's opening again. I don't understand why it does that. I really don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, I've closed this up. Hopefully this will do the trick, and we need to put our nose to the left. Remain closed, please. Okay. That's fine. Great. So we need to go nose to the left. Let's go up here. Turn on the beacon lights. Okay. So that's done. There we go. Nose is getting raised. Brilliant. And that sounds like a plan. Great. Nose to the left, please. Thank you very much. Let's release that parking brake if I can. There we go. That is brilliant. If we come down here, and there we go. Alrighty. Sounds like a plan. Okay, I'm gonna come here. And we're gonna go and start up our engines, obviously. Okay, 1, 2, that stuff all up there, and I'm going to say start with the left engine first. Turn on all of those as well. That's all looking good. Okay. There we go. We are going to start anytime soon, right? So let's just go back in there. Alrighty. There we go. Come on. Wow. Okay, there we go. Start up. Okay. Engine number 2. All right, let's press that open. Starting up engine number 2. Great. Those are some good engine sounds right there. What is this mademoiselle doing? Please let us go, mademoiselle. Merci. Merci beaucoup. All right. Okay. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for your services, ma'am. All right. Given that, let's now go ahead and see what else we need to do here in our checklist. TCAS is still off, as it should be. Before taxi, anti-ice. I'm not worried about that. This. Flight controls. Let's check our flight controls. We can actually go outside to have a look, can't we? We just go outside. Just have a bit of a look. There we go. Flight controls are looking good. There we go. That's all looking just fine. Rudder looking good. Alrighty. If we come back in there, we can see it's all working. Great. Brilliant. Spoilers work too. We do know that if we do that, spoilers do work, right? Perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna do that there. Let's go back to our checklist. Flight controls done. That's clear. Checklist normal. Before taxi, we need to put our flaps down to our takeoff position, which is going to be takeoff position number 5. You can take a look at that right here. Okay, let's wait for that. Enjoy the sound. Perfect. I have released the parking brake, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go. We are rolling. Okay, we need to go in and set our taxi lights. That's something I forgot. Not that it's a big deal at this time of the day, but taxi lights on, please. There we go. Everything else is looking as it should, right? Packs are on. APU can now be turned to the off position here. Everything else is looking as it should. Brilliant. Okay. APU cooldown, passenger signs on, auto bag, that's all fine. Just the TCAS is left. Let's look at either side. Beautiful. There is a Sukhoi, a Superjet, isn't it? That is a Sukhoi. I wish there were more Russian jets in the flight sim, like accurately modeled, study level Russian jets in the flight sim, because here's the thing, we have a lot of variety in terms of what we want to fly, and there's a lot of accurate simulations of a lot of different kinds of aircrafts. But one thing that we're really missing in flight sim is study level representations of Russian jets. And that will offer us a different kind of flying experience, you know? It's always nice to have, enjoy different flying experiences, and that's one thing that I really wish we had in flight simming, whether it's Microsoft Flight Sim or X-Plane. I wish we had more Russian and Soviet aircraft which offer very unique flying experience. Unfortunately, we don't. Or if there are, I'm not aware of them, so if you do know some, let me know, because I really want to get my hands on some of those. Wish we had like accurate Sukhois and Tupolevs and stuff like that, you know. We do have an Antonov that is Antonov. Wait, why can't I remember the name? It's Antonov, right? Yeah, it's, why did I say Antonov? Okay. So we do have Antonov, the AN225, but it's, you know, it flies weird. So yeah, it is pretty well modeled and simulated and whatever, but its actual flying physics is weird in Microsoft Flight Sim. So that's, you know, that's the thing. That sucks. I wish we had something. Someone needs to get to work on that. Some Russian jets, some Tupolevs and Sukhois and stuff like that. Study level stuff. I would love that. I would be first in line to grab some of those. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, pretty much nothing left to do except taxi to the end of that runway. That is beautiful. Beautiful. Perfect. Are we missing anything else? No, we're not. What a beautiful jet this is. Can't tell you how excited I was when PMDG announced 777. Now that I finally have it, I don't really fly it as much, and I should. So hopefully there's much more of the 777 to come. And once again, as I've mentioned 10,000 times, I really need to work on the sensitivity or the input curve for the rudder controls in MSFS, because they are just, that's not what I want, you know. So yeah, I need to work on that. They need to be much more smoother and finer. Oh, there's a Radisson Blue modeled quite nicely there. Look at that. Wow, that is modeled really, really well. That Radisson Blue is modeled so well. Look at that. That is brilliant. This airport is good, isn't it? Considering we don't have any handcrafted airports in Russia, I highly recommend this. It's a really nice airport. Very, very nice. Anyway, that being said, there is our runway. Very nice. Plenty of Aeroflot's aircraft. Okay, let me put it right here. Yeah, that's where we want it. Right after takeoff. So we can observe the landing gear and stuff like that. Ooh, let me come to the center there. Again, the 777 is so powerful, we don't even have to give it positive thrust. It's just rolling on its own. It's great. Okay. Looks good. It looks good. Look at that engine wobble. Beautiful stuff. Alrighty. Oh, we're coming up on an hour of live streaming already, and we haven't gotten off the ground. Now, we did take a look around a little bit, and we did wait for the boarding, but still. So we will fast forward this for sure. I don't want this live stream to run forever, so I'm definitely going to be fast forwarding once we reach our cruising altitude, or even after we pass 10,000 feet. I'll fast forward the flight, so so that we keep this under 2 hours, 2.5 hours max is what I want. So let's keep it under wraps, yeah. Okay. We're coming up on the runway there. Okay, great. Okay, looking good. Ooh. Just turn that aircraft around. Yeah, we're fine. Yep, we're just fine. Okay, we'll hold short of the runway right about here. Yeah, that's where we'll do that. We'll put the parking brake back up. All right, before takeoff, we need the flaps down. That's done. Let's take care of the lights there. Taxi lights can come off. Strobe lights can go on. Everything else is looking good. TCAS, please, fully on there. TA only. No, I said TARA, so I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I'm not going to bother with this. That's done, and we are ready for takeoff, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead and release that parking brake. Come on. There we go. Give it a bit of positive thrust. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna try and run sky dolly the whole way today. So let me just line up a little bit with the runway there. Just gonna pump the brakes there. Let me run sky dolly. Sky dolly running. I want to see if we can record the entire flight today. Everything else looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, look at that. That is all looking good. Brilliant. Just going to release that parking brake. And there we go. Okay, get up. There we go. Very nice. Beautiful. Flaps up to position number 1. A little quick there, but that's okay. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are leaving behind Moscow. Beautiful. Nice and easy. You can continue hand flying here. What a gentle flying machine this is. Alright, let's put that flap up. Beautiful. Look at that. There's Moscow there. Okay, let's get ourselves back on track a little bit there. Auto throttle is functioning. It's kind of functioning, isn't it? We can turn on autopilot if we wanted to, you know. So I'll just start the turn and then I'll turn on autopilot. Time to start the turn. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna give it off to the autopilot now. Perfect. That's done. That is done. Let's put... That is fine. That's all fine. So, yep. Looking good. As soon as we come up on 10,000 feet, we're going to turn off our lights. Transition altitude. I have no idea what the transition altitude is. Good Lord, I have no idea what the transition altitude is. I think it's... I mean, into Warsaw it should be 5, but in what is it in Russia? Let me have a look. Okay. The transition altitude in Moscow is 10,000 feet. Okay. That is fine. Where did we take off from? should be... We should be flying parallel almost. Ah, there it is. There's Moscow. That is another airport right there. I don't know which airport that is, but this is Sheremetyevo. There's another one beginning with a D in Moscow, isn't there? Is that the one? I don't know. But here we are. That is the airport we took off from, and that is where Moscow is. There's some buildings and stuff. Anyway. Cool. Okay, let's head back in here. 10,000 feet. Let's put our passenger signs to automatic. That can come off there. Everything else is pretty much looking good for us. And there's our transition altitude as well. Let's press that up to standard on both sides. That is fine. Before takeoff, normal. After takeoff, normal. Next is descent. Let's go to the engine. Everything else is looking fantastic. Alrighty. Looking good. Looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a bit of cinematic view here. And then I shall fast forward this flight so we are pretty much near top of descent as quickly as possible. Okay, so let's go into some cinematics here. Close that up as well. There we go. There is our airport. Looking absolutely lovely. Right there. Oh, there is a 6L. 6L is a little detached. Right there is 6L. Look at how good that airport looks. Very nice. Okay. I think it's time for us to fast forward and enjoy some views, and that's about it. Beautiful. Okay, let me head back in for a second though. Here we are. Climbing through 21,000 feet. It won't be long before we reach 38,000. You know what, we can reach our cruising altitude before we actually go ahead and fast forward here. So let's continue to take a look. Let's continue to take a look. What are those pixelations that I'm seeing? What is that? I've been having a few issues with all my flight sims, really. I don't know what it is, but something ain't right. What are those? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Anyhow, once we reach our cruising altitude, we'll go ahead and fast forward this flight so we don't have to worry about it. Coming up on 25,000 feet. Good looking aircraft there. If you're new to the channel, please do consider liking this video and subscribing as well. Trying to revamp the channel. Please do keep me motivated by engaging with me as much as you feel like, really. Feel free to leave comments, ask questions, give me suggestions, routes you want to see, whatever it is, mate. Feel free to chime into the comment section. I shall be sure to get back to you. Yeah, please do subscribe and support me as I try and reach my next goal of 750 subs. Okay. As a matter of fact, I need to change that in my channel bio. I think it still says 500. Let me go ahead and change that. 750 subs. Great. I've changed that. Alrighty. We're coming up on 30,000 feet, so not a lot to go towards our cruising altitude of 38,000 feet here today if we come to our flight deck here. Not a lot to go towards 38,000 feet. We're pretty much maxed out on the engine, climbing as quickly as possible. Top of climb just 27 nautical miles away. We need to increase that range there. Alright, that's much better, and this one needs to go all the way. So we can literally see the end of the flight. That is how I like it. That is how I like it. Looking good. This, in my opinion, is home. I mean, the 777 cockpit is where I first started flight simming, and this is my favorite. Obviously, I'm very biased towards it, but it's my favorite cockpit, man. I love the green lighting. I just love it. I just love it. Though more objectively speaking, there are better looking cockpits out there in passenger jets. The A330 cockpit is really nice. Especially one that has a slightly darker tone for the textures and a lighter lighting. Very, very nice. But yeah, at night the 777 does look good. Even now it's a great cockpit. It is a great, simple cockpit, in my opinion. So yeah. Anyway. Just waiting for that 38,000. Alrighty. Oh, there's an aircraft in front of us or behind us? I don't know. Did someone just pass us by? No, I don't think so. Okay. We are reaching our cruising altitude any second now. There we go, topo climb coming up. Okay, we are definitely now cruising at our cruising altitude. Let's see how much longer is left in this flight, and depending on that, it's gonna arrive in an hour is what it says. You know what we're gonna do? Let's fast forward. All right, so let's begin our fast forwarding now. I'm gonna open up my sim rate selector, excuse me. Let's go 4 times the speed there. And there we go. So instead of 1 hour, it should theoretically take about 15 minutes till top of descent. So hopefully that's how it goes. Let's see. Let us see, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Gonna go here and I'm gonna go to cinematic while all this happens. Yep, just gonna leave it like this. Till we reach our top of descent. Okay. Just for clarity's sake, where is our top of descent? I just want to check that out first. It is after Gorat. Okay, so our top of descent is somewhere after Gorat is where our top of descent comes along. Okay, so that is something for us to remember. Yep, top of descent is after Gorat. So as we approach Gorat is when we need to check out what's going on. Great. Let's leave it like this for now. And yeah, looks good. Looks good. I don't know how well the time adapts to fast forwarding in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, because in 2020 I know that if you fast forward, the time adapts correctly, whether you're real time or whatever it is, it's gonna adapt correctly. But in 2024, I don't think that happens. I don't think that happens in 2024. There's 55 minutes left. Okay. We are making progress though. Yep. Nearly halfway there, believe it or not. Nearly halfway there. We're about 45% through. 40% through. Great. Okay. I am confused as to what the next flight I'm gonna do on the channel is. If you guys have any ideas, feel free to chime into the comment section and let me know. I want to know what flight I should do next and with which aircraft. That's going to be really fun. All right. I'm thinking I can do a bush trip, a coastline trip of the Philippines, because there is a pack available for that. Thinking I'll do that along with some bush plane or something like that. I'll buy one of those, and I thought that would be a really nice thing to do. Halfway through, ladies and gentlemen. We are halfway through. Yep. ETE just 30 minutes, which means more like, more like 7.5 minutes left. Till we are at pretty much top of descent. Oh yeah, that is it. Fantastic. Fantastic. That is exactly what I want. Brilliant. Won't be long now. Nearly there at top of descent, ladies and gentlemen. It's just 80 nautical miles away now, so it's not gonna be far at all. Shows 20 minutes on the ETA. We can divide that by 4. It's about 6 minutes to top of descent at most. And yeah, 6 minutes to top of descent, and then we can get rid of the sim rate controller and take control of the aircraft by ourselves. All right. The time doesn't make any sense. Because over here it says UTC is 1435. Here it says 1426. The fast forwarding doesn't really work for the time, does it? No, and that doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense. Anyway, whatever. I'm not too bothered about this. Alrighty. Any second now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick look around for the last time before we go to our top of descent. Lovely. Looking good. Looking very good. Yup, looking very, very good. All right. I am now going to go ahead and put the rate of speed at normal. Okay, so we're gonna put rate of speed, simulator rate at into 1. There we go. Okay, top of descent coming up in less than 20 nautical miles, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and take a look at what our altitude is supposed to be. It is supposed to be, what are we going down to? 2,500. Okay, so let's go and set that in. 2,500. Let's do that. There we go. 2,500 set. Top of descent is coming up there. We can reduce that just there. Okay, what else do we need to do? We need to go to the nav radio. Take a look at our checklist as well. Descent checklist, a recall. Got nothing going on. Notes there, auto brake. I will do that in a bit. Landing data, approach briefing, and that's pretty much it. VOR. Okay, what do we have for VOR today? 113.45. Let's see if 113.45 or OKC is set correctly. 113.45 is set correctly. We are good. That is fantastic. Okay, we don't need to do anything there. Brilliant. Okay, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's just wait for top of descent, see what happens. Once the aircraft starts descending, can go ahead and put our auto brake and our landing data and all of that stuff. Okay, approach briefing and landing data. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, there we go. That's, oh sorry, we should have said that there. Right, does that mean that it's not gonna follow the descent? No, don't tell me that. Come on, VNAV path. Is it gonna start descending? Yeah, kind of. We're supposed to be at flight level 324 and 22 nautical miles. That's not happening. Okay, it is. Fine. That's not happening. That is not gonna happen. I don't think so. Anyway, let me come to our landing data and stuff like that here. We're gonna put that in. There we go. That's done. Next is just approach and altimeters at 10,000 feet. We don't need to worry about that for the time being. Engines are looking good, so we'll leave it on checklist here. And there we go. We have begun our descent, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to be long before we land. What is the ETA showing us? ETA is saying 12 minutes. I don't exactly think it's going to be 12 minutes. Probably going to be a little longer than that, but yeah. There we go. We've begun our descent. Let's take a look at that from the passenger's point of view. Still a long way up here. At 36,000 feet, more or less, so. Still a long way down to go to 2,500. Very nice. Okay, there we go. Descent is underway, ladies and gentlemen. And let's take a look at that, shall we? Look at that gorgeous scene there. Look at that gorgeous scene there. Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. There you go. As we come over the European countryside, Eastern Europe. This kind of scenery is very typical for China as well. These long strips of farmland and stuff like that. Very typical for China as well. Apparently Eastern Europe as well has it like this. More towards the western side and the central side, they tend to be more squarish. But anyway. There we go. Nice and easy on our descent there. There we go. Beautiful. Let's go back to some cinematics as we continue our descent, okay? There we are. know what we can do to make this a little quicker? Let's fast forward this a little bit more. Let's fast forward just a little bit more till we are somewhere closer to where we want to be, towards 10,000 feet, right? So let's do that. So let's be somewhere closer to 10,000 feet. Yeah, let's be closer to somewhere near 10,000 feet. Where we need to do our barometric pressure. I'm going to leave this like this so you guys can see that we are actually going into 4. So yeah, we're going to do our barometric pressure at 10,000 feet, the lights on at 10,000 feet, and everything else is pretty much ready, right? And once that's done, we'll be able to land right about here. That is the VOR DME, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? Not so sure. But yeah, our landing is going to be somewhere there. Won't be long now. Just going to fast forward though towards 10,000 feet, just so we can make this a little bit quicker. And we can wrap it up closer towards the 2-hour mark. Than the 2-hour 30 mark, hopefully. Yeah, I've been live streaming for a while now, so yeah, I do need to go in a bit, so I want to be able to show you guys the landing replays, and we also need to be able to check out the airport at Warsaw before I actually conclude today's stream. So for that reason, we're just going to, okay, we're coming up on 10,000 feet, so let me go ahead and there we go, into 1 speed now. Perfect. 10,000 feet coming up. Let me turn on those lights there. Brilliant. Let's put those on there. Perfect. Let us wait for the altimeter in just a bit. Okay, there we go. Speed is decreasing slowly. Let me just give it a bit of drag here. There we go. Nice and easy. Brilliant. So last time we did check out Gdansk airport in Poland. We checked out Gdansk. Is Gdansk in Poland? It is, right? Yeah, we did fly into Gdansk from Stockholm Arlanda airport. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. So yeah, we have checked out Gdansk before, so today is going to be the first time we're going to fly into Warsaw. Scenery for which I bought in the marketplace, so I'm gonna check that out as well. Yeah, there we go, that's much better. I'm gonna leave our speed brakes armed, although it's part of the next checklist. Come on. Oh yeah, transition altitude at in Europe over Poland is 5,000 feet, not 10,000. I forgot about that, so we're gonna wait for that to come about. There is the runway we're landing into, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and reduce the range over there. Not too far to go at all now. Just a single turn and we are in. So the only thing I really need to do now is wait for that transition altitude. Let's see how good we're looking. Scenery. Alrighty. Which airport is that? I have no idea. Don't tell me that's Warsaw. That's not Warsaw. No, it's not Warsaw. Of course it's not. Okay, cabin is ready, I believe. That's a cabin ready chime, isn't it? Yep, cabin is ready. We've left the airport behind us somewhere. So we've failed to note the airport. It's somewhere behind us. Warsaw Chopin is somewhere behind us. Anyway, looking good as we come in, isn't it? Lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. I like it. I like it. Man, that's good. I'm gonna leave it here just in time for our, so we can take a closer look as we drop our gear. So I'll leave it right here, maybe, or here. Yeah, I'll leave it here. Okay, let's come back up here. 7,000 feet. We are about to pierce through the lower cloud layers here. That's gonna be fun. Go ahead and get my controller started up because I had it disconnected all this while, so let me go ahead and do that right away. Hey, control is plugged in and we're ready to go. Great. Look at that scene right there. Very nice, isn't it? Sky Dolly, let me confirm, is still running. It is still running. We've been running Sky Dolly for about 48 minutes. So if you're wondering how long it's been since takeoff, it's been 49 minutes since takeoff. The live stream has been 1 hour 45 minutes. So we took off around 55-hour mark. A 55-minute mark, sorry, and that makes sense. That makes sense. Good. 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 That is beautiful. Okay, let's see. What altitude are we at? 5,000 feet. Let's go ahead, set our altimeters now. Altimeters set correctly. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Drag required. Let's put a bit of drag on that. Let me double confirm that 29.94 is in fact the local pressure there. 1014. Let's have a look. That is correct. Yep, that is correct. Perfect. Perfect. It says ET 20 something minutes. That's not true. Altimeter set. Moving on. Speed brakes. Let's arm that. We need landing gear. We need to set our VOR DME, don't we? Let's put that in there. Let's put our flaps down, ladies and gentlemen. Flaps 5 selected. Go down towards flaps 15. Let's go ahead and check that out. Go down towards flaps 20, as a matter of fact. There we go. Lovely. Coming into land into Poland, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Okay. We should be making a turn that should take us towards it. Let's go down towards... Oh, no. Let me actually put the flap down first. Sorry, gear first before that. My bad. There we go, gear down. Look at that gorgeous view right there. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay. Just needed to see that view. Look at that. Just gonna take a quick screenshot of that. Brilliant. Head back in here. Let's go. Okay, are we supposed to select localizer? No, we're supposed to go to VOR right there. VOR, DME, VOR localizer. VOR left, right? Yes. Okay. I don't know exactly how to use VOR DME approach. I'm just being honest with you. I have no idea how exactly that thing works. I see the runway ahead of us, I think. Speed is still not on our side yet. Come on. 2500. Okay, I need to set the minimums here. Minimums at radio 200. Come on. Oh, this is not right. This is not right. VNAV off. I'm gonna go towards... Let me set it towards our reference speed there. Put that down there. Autopilot disengage. My aircraft. Let's see how well we can do this. Okay. I have visual of the runway. Runway 15 in Warsaw. So I'm not sure if I'm flying the correct way, to be honest with you. I have no idea. I'm thoroughly lost. I am thoroughly lost. Good Lord. I've never performed a VOR DME. I have. Yeah, I think I'm doing the right thing. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay. So after landing, we're gonna have to turn off towards our left. Yeah, okay, sorry about that. Let me pay attention. Let me pay attention to the landing. My bad, my bad. I was looking at which way to turn. My bad. Okay. All done.
500.
Great. Brilliant. I got control. Sorry about that. My apologies. There we go. I forgot it was a VOR DME. I forgot that it does not lead you directly to the thing.
300.
So yeah. My bad.
Approaching minimum.
My bad. Completely forgot about it.
Minimums.
Okay, completely forgot about it. But anyway, no problem. Let's see how we do when we land. Scenery hasn't loaded in. That sucks. Come on. Come on.
$50, $30, $20, $10.
Okay, there we go. Welcome to Warsaw, everybody, and look at how crap the scenery is right now. It is not loading. Okay, it is not loading at all. Come on, man. What is wrong with ya, 2024? What is wrong with ya? Okay, cut that off. Put that on off. Let's put that back off there as well. That sucks. I can't even tell which way to turn. My god, this is a mess. Why won't the scenery load, man? That sucks. Okay, I'm gonna put the flaps up now. I guess welcome everybody to Warsaw, and unfortunately the scenery is not loading correctly. That is just terrible. That is just terrible. Come on. What is wrong with 2024? Oh my god. Scenery is refusing to load. Would you believe that? Oh lordy. I guess that's not good, man. Anyway. Anyhow, at least we made that landing. We'll take a look at that landing replay. Completely stuffed up the VOR DME. I forgot that the VOR DME thing doesn't exactly... it doesn't work like a localizer. I completely forgot about that. I don't know how that slipped my mind. But yeah, I completely forgot about that. That is my bad. That is my bad. But nonetheless, we made a decent enough of a landing. If I can freaking get the scenery to load somehow, which it's refusing to do, by the way. I don't know what is going on. There it is. There you go. It's beginning to load now. Goodness me, that's not good, man. Come on. There we go. Now we got it loaded up. Okay, let's go ahead and taxi this aircraft down to the parking. We'll take a look at our landing replay, and we'll take a quick look at Warsaw Airport, Chopin. As a matter of fact, I'm going to leave that for a later time today. Let's just go and park this thing, and let's see how that goes. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we go, continuing our taxi. Just need to find a parking that can accommodate us pretty much. Alrighty, we have just parked ourselves into this beautiful airport here at Warsaw, and we can see that it has animated passengers. That's really good. We can see Costa Coffee from here. That is cool. Even Zoom. That's nice. There's a blast. Alright, that is really, really cool. Okay, great. Alrighty, so given all of that, we can actually go ahead and turn on the APU, and we can also actually request our okay, we can't request that, so let me see if I can request. Oh yeah, GSX doesn't work just yet, so I guess I'm gonna have to wait for our APU to power up. I'm gonna turn off all of this stuff here. ADARU off, that can come off, that can come off, that can come off. Oh wait, before I turn off the engines, I forgot. I need to see the landing replay. So let's go ahead and check out our landing replay, and then we will come here and do what we need to. Alright, so let's go to Sky Dolly now. Check out the landing replay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Sky Dolly seems to have worked today. I'm not too sure, but let's find out. Okay, it seems to have worked, so let's go ahead and rewind here, and let's take a look at our landing replay before we shut this aircraft down. So first landing replay is supposed to be from this view right here. Okay, yeah, I'll leave it like this. There we go. All right, enjoy the landing replays. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna now go ahead and play the last landing replay. Oh God, what the hell? All right, let's play the last landing replay. This is the last one, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at, okay, after we shut down the aircraft, we'll take a look at Warsaw Airport. I've decided we'll just go ahead and do that today as well. So that'll be fun. All right, that will be fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. There we go. Okay, the landing wasn't terrible at all. Despite all my blunders there during approach, that landing wasn't terrible at all. So let's go ahead and fast forward ourselves into the parking area there. We'll go ahead and shut down the aircraft, and we'll take a good look at Warsaw Airport. See whether that scenery was worth the purchase. And yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, brilliant. That looks good. That looks great. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed those landing replays. They were really fun. Really fun. Okay, there we go. Let's come back into our cockpit here. Perfect. APU is running now, which means we can go ahead and shut down our engines as such. There we go. Beautiful. What? Someone else is parked in our spot, man. God dang it. While we went away for the landing replay, someone parked in our spot. You know what we can do? We can just reset the traffic. There we go. There we go. All right. Brilliant. Okay. That being said, let's take care of the lights here. All the lights here are off. Beacon lights can come off. APU is still running. That can go off. That can go off. Let's go to GSX and request deboarding here. Okay. Let's come down here. Make sure that the chocks are set. Let's do that. There we go. Brilliant. Let's turn all of that off there. Let's turn that off. Off there. Off there. Off there. Off there. Packs can come off there as well. Emergency lights off there. What else? APU generator is still on. Yeah, I think window heats can come off as well. There we go. Brilliant. Let's have a look. Parking brake is the only other thing that we need to shut down here. Okay, let's do that. Parking brake is set. Packs need to go off. Request ground power, sure, why not? Packs need to go off. Are the packs off? Bleed air here. I thought I turned them off. Packs are off. There we go, packs are off. Okay, I guess we need to do this as well. How about this? No, it's a bleed air that we need to turn off, my bad. You can just turn that off and packs will go off, right? Wait, tell me packs are off. Yeah, packs are off. Oh, come on. I don't understand. Everything here is off, literally. All the packs are off. So, I don't get it. Everything here is literally off. So I'm just going to tick that and there we go. I'm going to leave it like this, ladies and gentlemen. Everything here is pretty much off. I'm going to switch it to that. I'm going to do that. We don't really need to turn this off, but anyway, why not? Okie dokie, there we go. All right, there we go. Everything is stowed correctly. Yes, it is. That's all done. Brilliant. Okay. Oh, it has the correct ads and stuff here. That's really, really cool, man. Here we go. We are deboarding here at Warsaw Chopin International Airport. Let me go towards our... Wow. Yeah, I gotta say, guys, I really like this. I gotta say. I really, really like this. The jetway is working well. We got glass jetways. Well, it's working decently well. We still got that feet underneath problem. But yeah, that is good stuff right there, isn't it? That is good stuff right there. Look at that. Look at that. Let me go ahead and take a screenshot of that, as a matter of fact. Screenshot that. Brilliant. We just go a little bit closer there. Take a couple of screenshots before we take a look at our beautiful, beautiful airport. Okay. So this is Warsaw Chopin International Airport. We've got a hotel of some kind there. Got a couple of buildings on the other end. Let me increase the speed on the... Yeah, there we go. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that as well here. Oh, that's beautiful, man. Come on. Doesn't get much better than that. That is good. Let me take another screenshot. I feel like that screenshot didn't work. There we go. That is a much better screenshot. It's time to take it. Let's take that. Brilliant. Oh, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Anyway. There we go. Okay. Let's go through the airport, shall we? Okay, from up here, again, it looks really, really beautiful. The scenery did take a while to load in today, so I don't know what that was about. But apart from that, it is a well-done airport, pretty much. Yeah, it's not too shabby. It's not too shabby. Where's the city? Do we have any tall buildings and stuff like that here in Warsaw? I don't have... Oh, there it is. There's the city. But we don't have any additional scenery installed. But anyway, let's go through the buildings, shall we? There it is. Look at how gorgeous that is. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Got some coffee and all that stuff here. Yep. I'll have to go ahead and say it was worth the purchase. It was on discount when I bought it. So it's been a couple of weeks since I bought it. So yeah. Yeah, this is a good airport. Great stuff. Anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed that flight. Hope you guys had lots of fun like I did on today's live stream. If you did, please leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to chime in with comments and questions and suggestions and all that stuff. Feel free to chime in on that. They're always welcome. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I shall catch you guys in the next live stream. And have a good day. Bye-bye.